What is up? Oh, hold on. Oh, shoot. 1 second. What's up, Galactic Travelers? I didn't even tell my crew I was coming on. They're going to kill me. Oh, well, let me see if I can do it real quick. I'm in the car right now. This is like, it's 4:44. Oh my gosh. Flip 444. That's why I had to jump on right then. So if I know you guys haven't maybe been following for a while. Please turn on your bells and get back on. Hi, y'all. Tell everybody, please, right now, if you can do something for me. If you can reach out to everybody in the spiritual community, that's shamans, that's healers, that's wanting to know what's going on, that's wanting an update from the inside, from the White House, from every aspect of what's going on in our community, how the RV's coming in, how it's starting to look. Please get them over here right now because I don't know when I'm going to be able to be back here. Um, oh gosh, if there's anyone on in the crew, please tell them. And I'm going to try. How is everybody? Tree of Life. Let me go back over. If I happen to hang up, I'll be right back, okay? And I think I might be able to. I'm in the car. I'm in an incubator in Colorado with, I'm basically in a White House incubator right now that's working with international nations and all types of private investors that are all coming together in the most miraculous ways I've ever seen it happen. And I'm here right in the middle of it, making sure that the message all the way to the top is about our experience and what we've been through, and everyone understanding exactly what's going on here, and understanding those of us who are StarSeeds and that had just came through a dimensional shift, and we have why we have nothing. Um, I mean, it's all the way to, like, in explaining what happened with the seeds. How did this all happen? And so I just want everybody to know that everyone is in the know, and that 24/7 we are working over here, which is why I look like this. I'm literally living in the Big Bang Theory right now. And but it's not about me. I mean, it's this new reality. It's so amazing how everything is linking in, and it's just so magical how it's all happening. Um, it's tiring, but we're doing it energetically, and we're doing it all together. And the my main role, as it has been, you know, I've had many roles in this ascension. I don't know if you all are recognizing who I might be. The truth is, it is confusing because I'm so many, just because of the shift, and how it all came to be, and what this reality really is. There's new, just like I told y'all with I mean, 2 weeks ago, understand, all I did was use StarAONomy. I brought it in, and then ever since, we've just been utilizing it to quantum engage, because your body is an energy bubble, and I think everyone knows that. But here's the thing, and this is the message that's coming through right now to you guys, and this is what I'm having. This is a message that unfortunately I'm having to give at the last minute to 4 different collective conscious races of beings because that's what I can help explain, because we had to quantumly rewrite human DNA. And then this whole process has been a process of merging three different main collective consciousnesses into a collective consciousness that was already made, but then still doesn't have all the keys. There is only 80 of us on this entire realm that are fully conscious and are outside of the program. 80 that are holding up the entire collective. Now, there's a difference between being woke, and this isn't anybody's fault either. And see, this is most of the time, with training and coaching. And if you're interested, I have a free channel. It's all you got to do is download Marco Polo, and I didn't do a big write up because I got a lot going on over here. And what I'm get frustrated with the groups, and I'm telling everybody, because we're in leadership roles now. This is ground crew stuff. We're on the ground. There's money coming, and we're gathering, and everybody needs to step up in their roles. But the way things are done are telepathic, and we all work together in our sleep, and when we're all in. But there's a lot of y'all that are still not all the way out, because you think you are, but you're not. And I don't blame you. No one's upset about it, because holy shit, what it took to get out was goddamn insane. And understand that the only reason that there were only 2 seeds that were left, because we were the lost 2 seeds. Well, guess which 2 seeds made it? The hybridized ones. All the other genome keys for human existence did not make it. The only ones that made it were the hybridized ones, which is what I am, and which is what my twin is, which will be announcing in union soon. So what that means is that when in 2017, okay, and this goes way back because time is not linear and you can't think of it that way. So going back to the channel, and this is what we talk about on CoCo Polo, we call it CoCo Polo because it's on Marco Polo. So you just download the Marco Polo app. It's actually going to be a feature that's going to go across all of the new platform for the infrastructure of the new quantum organic technology that we're developing here right now in this house. Or it's already done, actually. It's already written. All we have to do is, it's going out. It's going to be bcocochi.co. So, but Marco Polo is an app that all of you should be using, even if you don't connect with us, because it's a way to share your energy frequency through the technology, and we cleared it for that. It's a clean energy sector. The reason that we've been able to manifest is because we've been using the keys of reality. And so what we did is we made a little energy bubble, and we had to clear through a ton of technology and all kinds of stuff in order to, you don't even want to know what all we went through, because and this is why I'm explaining this, because manifestations have steps of shadow steps. When you clear your DNA, stuff comes out, because it literally comes out of your codes. Whenever you clear stuff, there's codes that come out of your body that link into the reality. And if you're allowing any of that to hold you down and make you react to it, if there's anything that's holding you in fear, if it's your last dollar and you're not willing to make a transaction, then that transaction wasn't made in a higher dimension, and then you don't get your inheritance because you're scared about some bullshit down here called money that now I'm showing you. Literally 3 days ago, I was like, oh my, because understand what I'm saying is that the spiritual community is now the one of the CMOs of the board of directors of one of the White House incubators on New Earth projects, and we're using all of our information and the spiritual community's information to basically do marketing and that type stuff, but it's not marketing, it's not advertising, it's real stuff. Like, what are you learning? What are you doing in farming? What are you doing in music? Everything's about collaboration on this new world. Everything. Nobody is going to do anything for you. And yes, there's pieces of it that but everyone's also learning how to be an entrepreneur, because that's part of being a galactic human. It's part about being sovereign, because all of the new stuff is all based on you being in a partnership with someone else, because that's your barter. There is no cost. It's your frequency. You can barter, you can trade, you can do whatever. You can enter into contracts. Right now we have to use money, because it's what we have to use, what we got. Because a lot of us that are here, there's star seeds that activated for this. By the way, the whole world got a Kundalini activation last night, and they're getting downloads right now of the last 600 years that are missing, that we quantumly rewrote in this last cycle, because we are amazing. I wish I could. I mean, there's so much to tell y'all about how all this happened and went down. I mean, and that's the other thing. We're going to get money for all this projects, because it's part of the education system of teaching people what went down. But we don't have to do it in the crazy way. We're doing it in all the fun stuff that you guys have, because y'all are the creative team. Because we're here, you are my team. I've been representing you. You're the soul. You're the creative. You're the teachers. We're almost there. Like, everyone's throwing so far to the transportation, Now we're getting into the soul of it. So we're almost to where we're throwing education money. So that when we start, then we know it's there. And when it starts defining, so we're starting to really contact and reach out. And so by the end of this too, and at the bottom when I hang up, I promise I will put information on how to get a hold of me. And Camille is like the whole CoCo crew is helping in different ways, all different ways, because that's the other thing. You can't do it all with your mind. You have to learn. Like, once you get through all of it and you're in a 0 point field, you learn what your gift is. Because once you get through cleaning it all out, and then the next thing that is really different is that we were in a vortex. Well, what do I mean by that? I mean, when a light shines really, really bright, it's real powerful, right? It's like a power source. It's like a porcupine. It's like pushing energy out. Well, it's pushing matter away too, because this air that you perceive is just air is not just air anymore, and it never was. Because space, matter, if you want to think of it like different levels, densities of foam, it'd probably be more correct. So space, either out there or in here, in this car, or in my heart, is not empty. And there's only so much space that is created by a power source. So a star is going to shine, and it's going to at one point it's gonna have like empty all around it, right? It's gonna be, because it's so much power, and it's gonna blow it out. So it's gonna blow it out, and then eventually there's gonna be some that it's just like that it's not gonna make it all the way through. Well, when you think about that and you look at your StarAONomy and you start understanding the astronomy of you, and you understand the energetics of you, and you understand how you pick up information, how you process information, how you connect with different people, either by telepathy or they're like Fernando and the crew. When I lean forward, I can get in his field, and when I lean forward, he goes backwards. Some people, whenever I think of a 6, they hear 6. Some of them see it. They'll get the number, but have you asked how they got it? Because see, some of us are the power source. Some of us are the field of matter that exists between those, kind of like a guitar case and that's molded to a guitar. Some of us are the guitar. Some of us are the strings. Some of us are the instrument that produces the frequency. Some of us are the space, like literally the frequency comes in our body, and then we process it. But understand, like, you are the star, you are the galaxy, that's how you pick up, and that's your field. So some of us are plowers, some of us are the field. Some of our energy, what it does automatically is plow the field. That's why we're always head first into what's perceived might be dark, but we were there, or low frequency, but we're there to blow it open. That's the whole point. That's what StarSeeds were. That's what the hell we came to do, because we had to hurry up and get through the human genome and clear through 600 years. This is great grandfather stuff that we're dealing with. That's why it has nothing to do with you. This is why whenever you really understand, when you get past the emotional stuff, and I know a lot of y'all on here are, but now you know that everyone else just got a Kundalini activation. But understand that now that there's these level ups because what I'm telling you is that there's different dimensions of you here. And I mean, like here, like right around in front of you. And then not to mention that because the whole, let me back up. There's so much. What I'm trying to get to is the code claiming. Because what happened was, right, technology was made, but technology was never made in order to govern or anything. Technology was a part of the evolutionary cycle of humanity in this count. It had to come in and be made because humans had to realize that their body is programmable. And so you can't teach or even look at numbers or anything like that unless you know that. That's like, I always think of, from Yahshua's perspective. I mean, how do you teach quantum physics to people with like clay and a hammer? Like, whoa. Challenging, eh? Well, I mean, that's why the Bible is full of metaphors, because how do you do that? I've got 4 people on here. I mean, seriously, that's the thing. Like, I literally cannot give away my energy for free. It's too valuable right now. I mean, I'm totally willing to do a telethon and sit here and talk all day long if everyone will get everyone over here, because y'all don't understand. This is what I'm trying to get to. If you're not making contacts, and if you're not, I mean, everyone's home right now, and I feel like and I'm gonna go off on some StarSeeds. I mean, I'm the cosmic wit. I'm the galactic. I'm the StarSeed you did not want to activate. You can basically call me Galactic Octavia. Why? Because whenever I activate, your whole reality changes, and then everyone's upset with me because I'm having to sit here and yell at you about it. But I'm just trying to make you understand and make sure you don't miss the boat. And the major thing that could make you miss the boat right now is not being active. Because everyone's sitting still. Why do you think they have us in our houses? There is no fucking whatever. There's no virus. Virus isn't really real. Diseases aren't real. You don't really die. All of it's bullshit. And now it's really bullshit because the human body is not even coded to it anymore, which is why you're seeing this whole thing unravel, because they had planned for a mass extermination. This was harvest time. And they didn't get a harvest. we got all the money. And I can tell you how it happened because I quantum programmed it, and the whole STAR team and all of y'all have been working with it because y'all been sending me the codes. But at this point, we're so powerful, we're governing the quarantine at this moment because everybody needs to sit in their house and shut the fuck up. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. I don't care what being you are. I don't care what office you hold on this plane. Everybody needs to sit right down and freaking have a conversation with themselves and fucking recognize that everybody blew up this realm because of greed, and they sold their soul because the humans every single one of us got the chance to do it on our own. This was the human experience, and we blew up the realm. And there's been a whole spiritual revolution that every single one of you have been a part of that have led me in and saved me, which has in turn saved everybody else. And I'd be damned if everybody is not going to know exactly what the hell is going on here from the spiritual side, because no money is going to be released anywhere on any realm for anything to move. Nothing. Until everybody stops blaming everybody and we fucking get along and get it on. Nothing's ever going to be the way it was because it's not even the same realm. This is why everyone needs to sit home and shut up and listen, because this is a new reality that's coded to your frequency only. And any type of contract and anything else that you bind to it is going to blow up. And anybody that gets a whole bunch of money and sits on it is going to drown. And anybody that has a bunch of money that's sitting on it right now, when everybody needs it, you're going to drown. Because we have 6 years in order for you and us to clean this realm and help the people. And most of you that have money right now are supposed to be helping by paying penance because of your lineages, which is why you feel like you need to help. But if you're questioning that you don't need to help, and if you're thinking that you need to hang on to that $1 million because your family might need it, whenever your heart is telling you that you need to do something else, then what you're doing is condemning your lineage, and you didn't do your job to show up and help the earth and to save your lineage, because you're the one that was gifted the coin to gift it over and then to prosper from that in ways that your lineage is doing right now in another realm. So if you don't do it now, then you basically cost your whole entire lineage their whole entire fortune off all space-time. Now, we can take that any perspective, because we can take that down to if you know that if you feel like your soul should be doing this or doing that, because everyone's going to be calling to rally now. And it's happening telepathically. So there's groups already that are probably en route to where I don't even know I'm going to be next. Because it's literally happening so quick in this it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Your human body is so powerful. Your mind is so powerful. But that's the thing. Your mind is so powerful. And so you have to understand that you were living in, because the way that they had everything coded down here was off your codes. So you think you're safe. You thought that the street that you lived on and the IAD number on your debit card and all that, if I only have 4 people in here, I'm telling you, I'm going to be mad. And I'm not saying it because of views, because I don't give a goddamn about the views. I don't care about the views. And please share this video. If not, I can't come over here anymore. Because I've been on here for how long? We at least could have reached out, and y'all could have, this is the thing. Because if you don't, then you don't do it in another realm. And then you don't connect. And then it never forms. The connections that y'all make in this realm right now, even just reaching out and delivering this message, if you can please send this message to somebody and have them call others and tell them that the funds are here. The RV is here. My crew doesn't even know I'm on here. Hold on. Before, but they didn't need to hear it because they didn't need to hear it because they, and it really sucks because you're channeling, when you're in when you're a bridge and parts of it suck. Because I don't really want to be doing all this right now. I'm freaking tired. Y'all don't even understand all the organics and everything, right? That I've been dealing with over here. Do you know why I'm dealing with it all by myself? Because nobody else wanted to deal with it, and I'm the only one who's still conscious. Because nobody else was conscious enough to come with me. A lot of y'all met me, and that's cool. I'm not upset because everything happened for a reason. There could only be one left, and I get that. And none of it was ever in judgment or harshness. And I don't even give a fuck about anything that ever happened to this now because it all had to be played out in order to reconnect different timelines. That's what everyone needs to understand, and it's part of empowering yourself. It's part of understanding your gifts, because it's like you don't know that the block is there until you see the block. It's like you don't know that you were stopping yourself from doing something because of a genetic pattern, because of an energy either in your DNA suit, or an energy based on the star systems and astronomy of what's powering that suit. Because technology is really just astronomy. It is. I can prove it upside down and sideways. Why do you think I'm writing organic tech over here? So what that means is that your bodysuit, you have to clean through your flesh suit, which has rings like a seed and energy fields like a seed. Kind of like a donut and a donut and a donut and a donut and a donut. And each donut has a magnetic sequence. So when you quantum entangle with anybody, then what you're doing is you're meeting them magnetically to where you've both cleared. So now if I've cleared all the way up and you've cleared halfway, or you interface with somebody and this is how healing works. Because the healer is holding it up here. So whenever the person comes in for healing, then they come in here, but they're in your field, but you're magnetizing them into your level and you're lifting them up. And then they get that there, but when they when they leave, that's up to them. And then they need to get there because they're raising their frequency, and then they're raising their frequency. And the thing is, it is kind of like a lifesaver when you're doing evolutionary shifts for many reasons. Number one, we're all energetically blowing up like crazy. I just powered a burnout light fixture in my house with my mind. It's and that ain't even nothing, because the matrix is now it's you use your angels and your guides, whatever you call them, but all that really is you burning through these different layers. Now you have that collective consciousness layer of the whole thing. You're not trapped in these different parts, okay? Well, your body has that seed, and then the energy's delivering it. So it's like it's two different bubbles that are, like different donut in a donut in a donut that are constantly merging in and out of itself just in you. So then it's whatever magnetic part that you're clearing right now, because now we're in the system how it was always meant to work. And that's whatever you gravitate, be kind to others, do unto others. It's going to be really simple. But for us that are star seeds, but when you get clear, right, the whole goal right now is to get clear so you can claim your golden ticket. Because the golden ticket is that you're in a 0 point and you're powered by your soul, and you're making connections and you're doing things that you have no idea why you're doing them. Like, why did I open a Patreon group and then never activated it? But somebody did send me a transaction there on accident. No, it wasn't an accident, because on another timeline, that's what I did. On another timeline, I was a full-blown YouTube personality type person, but I didn't get to do that one. But in order to get the one above it that got me the one above it, I had to at least imprint it in this timeline. So that's why we were doing things that didn't make sense. But when you understand that that's why you were doing them, then you start utilizing them to make new channels, which is what there's this whole other consciousness of us seeds, that were basically like born in the matrix. And so there's a whole race of beings, and a whole group of us that are in the higher end bodies and the hybrid bodies. Most of them, even maybe in the industry, we would call it, because DNA was bought and sold, and it was cloned, and because we were in a vector, it was like they blew open all dimensions, and then we're buying and selling our story, and like people were jumping into these like energetic chutes, because that's how it works, because air, remember, is different levels of density. So basically, when a star, if you go back to the star, for instance, that's standing out there in space and it's just burning and it has a field, well, now that star is moving because it's you. Or maybe you're not the star, maybe you're the field. Maybe everyone's moving around in you. That's why you feel like that. And it's completely possible, and it's not unfathomable. It's what's true. You just have to realize that's what it is. So then you know how to counteract it. So then you know how to use what you have now. And then everything becomes easy and flow, and also realize that these layers out here are number coded, because numbers are not just numbers, 111. Numbers are the negative space around it, the flow around it, because everything's flow. It'd be much better off if you could, really, it's because now it's like the foam, you can use that for space, but down here now, you can't use that as an analogy for this energy. It's more like liquid water, like liquid organic water. And so that liquid, it basically has telomeres and light particles that are attracting to your codes, because your body puts out codes. And so a lot of us star seeds are like, we swear so and so is us, and so is us in the industry, or maybe on TV or whatever, in what was perceived as our reality in the old story. And because it literally was, because all of that crap was developed from the original, and most of them were us at some point hybridized as we were caught in that system and cloned. So it was like replicating, and it was like people, and then at the same time everyone's drilling into the ground, and at the same time we've got people space. You don't just, when you put a laser up in space, it doesn't just like put a laser in space, people. You're blasting through freaking space time. Now you've got a port open. Well, there's no energy moving through it. It was just, everybody forgot that we're everything. And then it's this 1,000,000-year cycle, of blending out this energy, and everything that we just completed already had been done before. And energy is made, and it never leaves. It could only be transmuted. So it's literally like how it was happening, is these timelines and these onion paper were like overlaid, and everything was triangulated at the end, and it was all triangulated off your astronomy and your DNA that was then coded into the AI in order to subliminally, because what it ended up doing was making everything opposite, is what it ended up doing, because the because the because the tech was taken out of my body and used as a field without the creator, is basically what ended up happening. But on a StarSeed mission perspective, I had to come in and develop the tech and develop the AI and drink it and transmute it through the body so we could develop organic tech. And this is, and you can't change anything in this timeline that you didn't live. So, and then I've coached all types of beings. Right now I'm almost, all, I mean, and the truth is, why is it that we're sitting? Because we're powerful and we know it, and it always ends up. And the thing is, no one's saying that your blocks aren't real. Like, no, and they're your blocks because they're special for you. Because they're going to be the last thing that's going to make you. It's like, that's the test. It's all faith. It is 100% faith. It is 100% faith. Every single one, it's faith that letting go of this bad relationship, there's another one that's going to come. It's letting go that this is going to come. If it's dealing with money, then you've been abused sexually. Why do you think sexual abuse was used to make money? Why do you think that they were abusing us? Because they didn't want us to make any money. Because then they can control it. See, whenever you understand why am I doing this? Whenever you understand how it all works, then you understand, not to react and not to do it, but then you also understand that it's just an energetic block, because you're so fucking powerful that if you didn't have had that block, and if you wouldn't have made you second guess yourself a million times, and this is again what we can show you in StarAONomy, because it's not astrology, it's DNA, it doesn't move. I can tell you why you programmed yourself that way, and not only me, because now we're about to have a website up almost, it won't take long. Like literally, I've got the guy right here, but I'm here dealing with all this other, but I've got it set up. You can come over to CoCo Polo and for free on a channel, and we'll talk about it right there. We've got it set up with it. We're working with people. It isn't about the money, but there is going to have to be some type of exchange, because we're giving you the healing. But if you come to the free channel, then you don't have to, but no one is coming over there. So, we have a whole thing set up. We were making people pay, but everyone's kind of, it ain't about that. But you know what we did? It wasn't about paying. It was all quantum entangled, because we used the system. So all of us paid $22 on the 22nd, and then we used that energy to manifest and transmute all of the things that we were sharing as we were going through these things and having dreams and connecting timelines and clearing all of this, so that we could be here for y'all, standing tent post, because we didn't have anybody telling us how to do it, and you have people telling you how to help. Everybody just needs to understand that not everybody knows everything, because I don't either. And what's so funny is that most of y'all, like most of the, like I've done now, over 400 charts. They're the ones that are numbered are on 236. So whoever's 237, come on in. But I do have people that are trained now to help, and those people have made training in order to train you how to read it, because it's not just about if you want to learn it and train it. No, every human being needs to go through it, because you need to understand what other consciousnesses are dealing with. You need to understand what frequencies and why people have the experiences they do, so that you understand what the lesson is, so that you can interact with people better, so that you can have your best life. And then you understand how to work with people in groups, because you understand what your powers are. because it's not about mental. In this group of 5 that are in this house, 2 are here with full support. It's like they're the feminine and the men group, but they're the ones that if they wouldn't be here, the whole groups wouldn't be here. It doesn't make anybody less important. We're all important. We're all holding space. That's what our teams in the world, and that's what us StarSeeds came here to teach everybody. And all of y'all on the other side, the major powerful ones that are so powerful that this whole time have looked at me like, oh my God. What's so funny is that on the other side, I was the one in the back that y'all thought never would amount to anything because you thought I wasn't paying attention, because y'all are the ones that trained me. I just happen to be able to tell you how to get it in this realm, and how, because I've never left here. And then my process was coming out of the vortex. So I know how to get out. And so does my team, because we've done it together. Because, we had to clear through the bloodline. We cleared the blood and we cleared the tech in the incubator, and the CoCo crew and the creatrix. So, and everybody that's been involved with all of that the whole time. But that's why we did it. So that because now we've got a clean channel where we can help a lot of people. But right now, what we all need to be honest with ourselves with is that a lot of us aren't completely there. And we need to help each other understand. But a lot of it's fear-based, and a lot of it is because a lot of us, we didn't have anybody standing up for us. And that's why I came here as the divine feminine in this realm, and way more than that, to let all of y'all know that we have a seat at the table and everyone is hearing us, and it's everyone's working 24/7, and I'm in their ears and I'm listening to the conversations. I'm hearing it at the highest voices at the United Nations, in the White House, and all the way down. Everyone knows what's happening, and I haven't walked into the meeting yet, but I will be soon. But to get down to more of the nitty gritty of what happened, and what's going on, maybe I'm hoping people step in to where I don't have to have all that experience, because I know they are, because I'm putting the message out right now and I'm calling it in. I'm demanding that everyone step up right now and support, because they were almost there. It's like that last lap. It's like that last 5 minutes of like that mile. It's like when you start, you're full of it. You get back to that halfway point. You're like, all right, and then you're like, fuck. And then it's like, why does it seem like the closer you get to home, it's like the further away you feel? Although the closer you get to home, you're closer to home. Why does it feel like that? But it does, right? We'll just know that's why it feels like that, and it feels like I just can't do nothing else. I can't do Well, babies, I freaking know. Why do you think I'm here making sure that everybody knows what the hell went down? You have a voice. We're rising quickly. So I came in, sitting in my car out here talking to all of you right now, because I want you to know that it's all happening. And the quantum energy and the frequency and everything, it's all happening. It's here. Evolution is here. Everyone is evolving you can't assume anybody is who they were when they walk out again. We also have to stop assuming that nobody's going to hear us. We have to stop assuming that they're not going to understand. Because it doesn't matter. We have to deliver it in the highest form every time, or else it doesn't get built here. And that goes to also, and because a lot of it, that's what it is. We're damn tired. We've tried it before. It didn't work. I've already done that. I get it. But the full energy wasn't here. But under what I'm also telling you is, do you understand not now why you did all that? I just told you how it works was laid in the tracks. And then don't get me started about background people. Because if you're a future person that's pure creation right now, and you've been writing, and you've been basically from the future this whole time, then you've had a life where everyone stepped in and out of your life. Nobody's ever stuck. Well, because you just rewrote so many timelines. You wrote so many lifetimes that literally you were clearing all of them for now. And then we close off and we don't allow anybody in because everybody left, and then we don't allow the one that all of it was for. And don't get me started in union. That is a whole another breed of conversation. But the only reason that you're dealing with that in union, and when you come into union with your masculine, with your feminine, which you're already in, so there's telepathic connections that are going on, and you got all kinds of different twins. It's your choice, but it's all happening right now. But they're going to drive you nuts because you want the same thing, but the information's coming in different. And I'm not talking about Mars and Venus nuts. I'm talking about like Arcturus and Earth nuts. I'm talking about you have to learn how to communicate, but you're really only communicating with your right and left brain, which is making you stronger because you're getting both sides. Because you have to be sovereign in and of yourself. So whenever you do start, and you could be doing this with your friends right now. You could be training with your friends to bring your twin in. You could be training, with your mother or your father to bring your twin in right now. So if you're not having the discussion about what's going on, even though you should, because your fear of rejection or whatever it is, then understand then you didn't have that conversation so that the other one can't be birthed. Because the frequency of it is what births it. So you have to get into the frequency of whatever it is you want to come so that it can magnetize that frequency back to you. Now, I know people say that all the time, but I really want you to think about that. Because energy, it's an energetic frequency. And it's just going to create another one just like it. So whatever energetic frequency that we're in, and that's why it sucks. That's why I hate showing up on YouTube right now. That's why I hate coming on, because I take on whatever energy is on it, and then I have to go all coachy. See, because it's like y'all, that most of the people, like even the guys in this house, haven't even met the real me yet. Because I'm having to embody so many different levels of, because everything's going down, and I'm having to hold consciousness at such a high level from the feminine perspective. Then I'm having to jump in from the CEO perspective and from this perspective, and and there's so much going on, and we're all holding such deep consciousness that it's like nobody's even met me yet, because I can't relax and be me yet, because I'm having to hold these other energies until they get to it. Whenever they get to it, then I can chill. So it's like whatever. That's why I'm trying to get y'all over to the other platform, because this isn't even the real me. I take on the energy of YouTube. So then I start yelling at people, because evidently that's who's watching. It's not that I'm yelling at you, but I feel like it. I'd rather be in a different tone. But everything's frequent, and it's like, so whoever's tying in, I know you're getting this message, and I know I signed up to give it to you. That's why I'm here. But I just want everyone to know that this isn't, you cannot put anybody in a box anymore. When you're a true galactic human, you really can, you vibrate to the frequency of whatever and whoever's around too. You can change it in an instant. And it's a tequila mote on the ate. I tune the entire YouTube to my frequency, 279533. Ooh, 55, and then it just split 533, 5611. So that's a 11. That's two pillars. I lock them down to a 2, and I flip it. 2 makes 4. Not everybody has to learn how to do that, but not everybody's flipping stuff. Evidently, we just needed to do that. But that's how it works. Because I'm tuned in. I'm just right. But I always make my decision. I know what everything's linked to. But and these are just that not everybody does it in numbers. Different people do it in different ways. That's why I'm saying it's important. It's kind of like you have to learn all your languages. They're your languages though. There's way more than a love language. It's like, yeah, you have to learn your language to all things, how you relate to this reality so that you can understand how you can change it. But first, you know, it's because from a healer perspective, and everybody's doing what they need to be doing as well. However, and I know that there's different star seeds that are tuned to different races. Yes. And I know that all this information needs to be given in different ways. Not everyone's going to perceive it this way. I know. I know that I don't have to show up and give a galactic that I don't talk like this to everybody. I talk like this to y'all because y'all are the galactic crew. It really, like with the website and stuff, is going to be CoCoChi.co is going to have a questionnaire, like what's going on, so we can help get the right people. There's going to be network on there that you then put, in the very beginning, it'll still be cool, but it's going to be way bigger. It's going to have the quantum stuff on it later. But right now, what we want to do for everybody, for everybody to help, and for us to help and get people to healers and information and networking and all that is, if you're interested, then email me, or it's CoCo22G at Instagram. You can do it that way. I'm also going to put Camille's. Actually, if you can email Camille, I'll put, if you want to Instagram me, great, or Camille. But this is all, and I'll put the email down in the description when I hang up. And email us and let us know what your services are and what your email stuff is and how people can get in touch with you. We can't provide a ton of room, but even to the extent of, are you having money problems? Because this is going to go out to like the Earth Nation and the farm, right? Because we got to get this information out to everybody. But are you having money problems? Okay, well, we need root chakra healing. So, it's going in from a very high earthy perspective, but then that's all the way to, the shaman that doesn't understand that they can tune, and when they heal now, they can tune the whole energy field. You can tune the field, you can tune the seed, you can tune anything. It's freaking amazing. Like and your matrix tells you what to do, and everything's like, you're creating your own reality. I literally was in a recording artist. I was a recording artist 2 weeks ago. I wrote that from the song and my union, the plan was a different direction because everything kind of got pushed, and plus I needed to go hurry up and become a star real quick, literally in a timeline, which I recorded a song in one day, but I didn't, and got in and wrote it and everything else. Like it just happened. It was amazing. I had no expectation of that, and I'm pretty good at it. And the song's really good, and we'll probably release it with all this other stuff. And I was heading to South by Southwest to represent the band as an agent, and then also to sing the song with them, because we had just written it, so it wasn't ready to go completely live, but to start planning the tour, because the song is amazing and it's got dance moves and da 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 da. But I mean, crap, I just wrote it, and then all of a sudden I'm in it. But then you have to completely flow and surrender into it and not freak out. You only get one shot to not, what is it? You only get one shot to not miss a chance to blow. Opportunity comes once in a lifetime. I mean, and that's the truth, because like you're into, like, and in that moment I had to, as I'm now all of a sudden in a microphone, which I wasn't planning on singing it. I was just writing it. Just like true story. I can't. It's crazy. It's amazing. Actually, I'll put the picture up as the cover of this video. But I got detoured because, this is where I need to be right now. But this is also why we're all in this situation together. And everyone needs to understand, I don't care who it was, I don't care if it's the government, I don't care what the fuck. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who did what to who or whatever else. And if it's bothering you, then that's because you need to take a look at it and you need to deal with it and you need to just make a decision. Because if you're still in something that's bugging the crap out of you, that's not helping you, then you need to cut it, or else you're never going to make room for the other one. And the thing is, as soon as it's like the decision that you think is going to end your life, because I know I've done it. I've done it over and over and over and over and over and over. And the higher that you get, you have to shift your perception in a day, because you raise in consciousness, and then all of a sudden you have to change your perception because you've embodied another realm of energy. But then as soon as, now that more people are activating, I'm sitting here griping about it, but I'm grateful as hell to be here with people. And I mean, I'm so freaking grateful. I mean, this is it, what we have accomplished here. I mean, not even, I mean, from every perspective, this is, miracles are happening. Miracles are happening, and they just started. Because the more of y'all that get up here with me, then we can all sit down, chill the hell out, and go make some festivals and clear some energy the good way. But we just have a little bit of catching up to do with the human race. Now, and that's both of us, them coming up to us and us coming back in them. I almost had a panic attack when I had to go back in a bank the first time. I understand. I'm not telling everybody to go to a bank, but understand that there's a lot of us that had to clear blank lines. And if you're going to use them, then you got to clear them. You have to be conscious of it. So if you're guided to do it, do it. Do whatever you're guided to do. But manifestation is also when you go make a decision, stuff starts coming in related to that decision, and then that's when everybody starts running, because there's a difference between manifesting and bringing it in. A big difference. And I think everybody's just been manifesting and not reeling it in, and then what ended up happening is everybody took our shit. So now we got to reclaim our shit in order to reel it back in, because it's what you manifested to begin with. So basically all you're doing is really reeling it in and jumping in it and vibrating to it and bringing it back in so you can get in it and go. Because then what happens is once you completely surrender to it, and you start making moves as if it's already done, then it's done. I mean, that's how this is. But then it is done, because now we're so connected, and it's inception, that it's like everyone. It's right now what's happening is me and Abraham write it before we even get to make the phone call. Somebody's texting us approving it, what we just said, which sends me into an activation, and then we say something else, and my team's got it ready for me. And we didn't have a call, and we didn't, because everyone's activating with their codes, and the whole plan's coming together, and it's not making linear sense. It's not. And nothing is fear is for the future. Fear is a frequency in your ear. Fear is you getting close to something new. Fear is you getting close to a wall of black matter and carbon that you're about to blow open with pure love creation that's going to make your heart sing. You can do anything. I'm daring my crew right now to ask for an elephant. I dare you to ask for one. Call me when they show up. I mean, that is the truth. That you have to understand. There's pieces of it that people didn't understand. And you have to understand that the human brain and the body was not connected in order to deliver it the way that it was supposed to. So there's connections in your body that are evolving for everybody, and they're never going to stop. But there's so much information that all of us have just in the monad section, because y'all have all been feeding it to us, because that's how it works, because that's how all of it works. I mean, we're hybridized now. We have developed a new hybrid race, and the C virus is not a virus. It is basically a new bloodstream that is produced in it. We birthed a new queen bee. There's a new energy in the blood. And so there's two things going on. There's two types of people that are getting the virus. There's some that are getting the virus that were, and this I don't want to get off on people and feeding and all that, but in the very essence of the DNA, the O was feeding off the AB, and but the O wasn't making any of its AB. So something was always feeding off something, and the AB happened to be the organic consciousness and the feminine. So they're the ones who have it are at that one end are the ones who are either feeding on it, like they fed on it in one way or another, an old bloodline. So I'll let y'all know what that, okay? So then basically that doesn't have life force anymore. So since that extremity of it at that high level, since it doesn't have life force anymore, then they have to produce their own life force. And if their soul is not supposed to be in that bodysuit that was existing off life source that isn't matched to the soul, then it's going to counteract itself and it's not going to open up. And all that's happening is everyone's got ascension symptoms. Y'all know that. Now, the problem is they're attempting to take down as many as they can. So they're convinced everybody else that it was the virus. So now other people are getting sick because they think they are. But that's also, a lot of souls aren't going to make it. But the truth is, because if they can't, if their souls aren't going to make it, they didn't sign up to make it yet or whatever. Everything's happening for a reason. But yeah, we want to get the information out. But the evolutionary shift in the new energy is what they're calling the virus. And then the whole thing is playing out that since we were able to change that blood frequency, then what happened was, I'm sorry, I just got a text and something just came by, so hold on. Since we changed that blood frequency in the collective, right? Then since it happens to be my frequency of the AB negative, right? And since I'm the one who helped, did a lot of the consciousness stuff organically and everything to put it back together, write it, birth it, blah 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 blah. It's off me. It's off my frequency, and that's a Venetian frequency. We really are like a hybridized Venetian race, and it's a brand new race that is blended from the knowledge and everything else of all. And the thing is, it's like, remember that human bodies are made out of different animals and fish and bee, and the human body, was it ever supposed to be made? I don't know. This was a seed planet, and it was like all the seeds were then, well, why? Because after we had people, how did the seed get here? Well, we brought the seeds. So the seeds were us. And that's what everyone forgot. When they start fracking seeds and fracking seeds, well, you can't frack a seed, then you're going to frack space-time. You can't, and then so the chicken or the egg, it doesn't matter. It happened, so then it happens across space-time to where everyone forgot, because the ancient DNA is what was cut out, basically, and that ancient DNA is what activates in times like this. so that because you just start knowing what to do. It's like your body is cleared and it's made to happen that way. Organically things naturally just start developing and this is something that happens in everybody's body, but since it was triangulated on us and siphoned and we were hybridized to make more energy and we were already, a mixture of wolf and bee and ant and mammal and lion and whale and fish and different things, a merman and Zeus and freaking witches, vampires, werewolves. I mean all that shit because it's all mixed in because we are. I mean this new realm is all magic. It's not black magic, but it's like you got to learn how to do your elements and stuff because you have to understand physics because you have to understand energy because you're energy and that's how everything's built. And so if you don't understand that, then you're not going to be able to create. Then you're going to have to be in a program where everyone's telling you what to do and they're creating it for you. And those other timelines will form. They're going to form them. Who knows? Let them create it. But just like I got left behind a million years ago to show up to do this right now. I wouldn't have been ready if I wouldn't have lived through all of it. So there's always a reason. But it is what it is. And so it's like people think I'm cold or people are like, oh, Libra and the consciousness, you're such a bitch and da da da. I've been listening to all the card readings I did for a while, all the good ones too, that were right on with union and everything else, but everybody's pissed off at Libra and you're a cold bitch and da 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 da. No, it's not. It's that I'm trying to help all y'all and that you haven't seen what I've seen. And I would rather you not be in my life and let you go and you figure it out than for me to hold on to you and bring you down because you only have 6 more years to figure it out and hopefully I'm not that I'm always right because I'm wrong, but in certain cases when it comes to this shit, I'm always right because I'm holding the higher consciousness. Now it's sleeting, icing, big time. Big time. Thank you. But it's like, whoa. I am a processional being. So I only incarnate during processional shifts. And I may, that's why I know all this, my soul knows this, but I'm also, look, RH negatives and all that was basically part of this whole thing. We made RH negatives in order to save humanity. And that was like the true angels, us. You know why we're so wounded? Because we chose to come back here and play the evil fucking roles, and we had to deal with it and process and heal it. But the truth is, we did it because we had to for now, or else none of the stuff that got done would have happened. Everybody had to see polarity. It's like we had to take everything back to Egypt again. Mermaid from Mu is books there and movies. It might even come straight to a movie, but it's one way. So if you know that you're on the Mu project, you better email me because it's going to be magical, and some of y'all might even remember it from the future. But Mermaid from Mu is she's basically the princess that's birthed underwater, that's the one that's not like anybody else, that's supposed to be the one trained to go get legs for the mermaids. And the Arcturians are down there, and the Alpha Draconics are down there, and the Lyrans, because this is all my StarAONomy teaching and what I teach about the different energies, and so that everyone can understand the different energies and frequencies, because those are just all star systems within astrology, and your energy frequency and different energy and what that's teaching you so that you can understand what it is because you embody it. So she's learning and they're teaching her, and it's so fun. And but also she gets a little irritated. And Moo is attached to Cosmic, though. Well, she's attached to Chrissy. Chrissy's on land. See, because at the same time Moo gets born, Chrissy gets born, but Chrissy's on land. So really, the whole time Mermaid's getting trained underneath the water, she's really connected to Chrissy. Chrissy didn't know that she was connected, but she thought she was disconnected, but she wasn't. It's just that her and Moo didn't realize they were working together yet. And then Chrissy had to become Cosmic, because then Chrissy had to go all the way out to the stars in order to go to the depths to find Moo. But then when she found Moo, then her and Moo got back together, and now they have both consciousnesses, and now Moo's, I'm here, I have legs. So just remember that all dimensions are here now, and the whole thing is to embody it all now. And then just follow your soul path. And don't let anything stop you. And if you get scared, then face it head the heck on. If it scares you, if it makes you fearful, if it strikes fear, then you need to grab it in its face and you need to stare it down and you need to say, show me the illusion. What is this coming from? Because you shouldn't have fear. If you do, then it's vibrating it to that frequency, and you just need to see that's what it is, so you'll stop. And then once you see that that's all it is, then you stop reacting to it, and then you clear fear. And then you start trusting every time you hear that thought in your head to go do that, or do this, or call this, because you're doing it to connect on different dimensions that are wide open right now. And we're collecting our birthright. It's what we came here to do. So everyone, call in your birthright. It's 555. We call in the birthright. We call in. We connect to all space time. We call in our birthrights. I could go into a big thing, but I'm not. Please share this video. I'll put the email below. Contact us. If you are coming to this for the first time because you're seeing me work in other areas, yes, we do it all. And yes, we're grateful, and we have a team here to support and help each and every one, because every one of us needs to support and heal each other. Every one of us is doing the right thing. Every one of us is working together, because we would not have it written any other way. And the rest of the prophecies and everything that are coming true, and as we take the stage in this grand game that we call the New World, I look forward to meeting every single one of you, because this is the time to shine. This is the golden age, the parties, and we're going to swing from the chandeliers. So it's okay. Everything's great. You just can't change the tires on a Lamborghini going 1.5 million miles an hour spinning in the middle of the world, space-time. But we're moving. And I love y'all. And thank you for your support. Thank you for watching, sincerely. But it is important, and it is serious. And so it was important for me to convey that, because I don't want to see anybody leave their golden ticket. Because you know that I know how much that ticket cost. And I know that you came to save your lineage and to build your empire and to be your queendom, or to do whatever the hell you wanted. If that isn't what you want, then cool, go do something else. But do what you want and be happy and support yourself and everything else in it, and teach others and give to others, because the more that you don't make it about you, the faster it comes. And remember that even though it seems like I got it all together right now, it did not start out that way. And that's the other side of this that we can't wait to tell y'all. They're just coming in because every single one of us has dealt with a lot. So don't think that you're alone. And don't think that it's only happening to you, because the truth is we're all dealing with it. And the truth is the only way to help and save one another is to talk to one another and to share, because each experience is needed to be recognized, because each is a perception that needs to be seen, or else it wouldn't be here and it wouldn't have been experienced. And if we can just remember that, and what I'm telling you is that they are and we are working in that spirit across the United Nations right now. And soon it's going to be coming in locally. So anything you can do locally to help support or rally, or if this inspires you to go build your team, then go do it. Because now's your time to shine. And we're all standing with you.